Hello, and welcome to Judging by the Cover, where we'll be judging board games now. That's right, bitches, we're moving up in the world. America just got a new president that nobody wanted, and I thought, what better way to commemorate the event than to make a new video that nobody wanted, where we'll be judging the Oregon Trail, the game, by the art on the box, which at first glance appears to be a completely reasonable image with no obvious flaws, but upon closer inspection, many problems arise. Like, for instance, how fucking tall is this boy? You can see he's up to his knees in the water, yet if we see how large the wheels are, he must be either sunk in the mud or missing a distressingly large portion of his lower legs. Although I must say, the artist actually does know how to draw hands. While we're in this region, I'd like to draw your attention to the eagle at the top, who is so important that he had to push the banner aside so that he might be seen. Get that fucking banner out of my way, come! Yes, sir, of course, sir, pardon me. It'll be wiggly and look stupid, but we'll be able to see the eagle. Damn right! Moving along, I'm drawn to the central image in which the girl, or wife, is not very engaged in the struggle, but is instead trying to look engaged by leaning forward urgently, calling words of support. But I can't help but notice that she's riding in a completely fucking empty wagon. Not a single parcel to be seen. I can see now what is unfolding. This is the face, not of a man struggling to protect his family, but of a servant who is sick of being hollered at by his entitled mistress. His face says, if that bitch doesn't stop yelling at me, I'm gonna turn right around and suck her in the chops. I'm reminded of the Cleopatra character in HBO's Rome who rode about on a giant mobile apartment carried by slaves, allowing for our vision to continue to the final quadrant of the image. I can't help but notice the incredibly smug, undeserved grin worn by the lead oxen. But perhaps the young girl's expression, mouth agape, eyes bulging, is not her in mid-command, but perhaps gaping in stunned wonder at the enormous set of genitals dangling behind the lead oxen. And then his smug grin becomes clear. That's right, bitch. Get a good look. It's all you're gonna see for 3 months. Hope you like it. Oh, I hope we never get there. Let's go blurbing now. Everybody's learning how. Blurbing USA. Not nearly as much to say about the backside of the box, unfortunately. Just some game images and an inventory of the pieces. Although I do feel that the blurb deserves a brief examination. The blurb itself is not terribly interesting, although not being an American, I don't know where Independence Mo would be located. Perhaps it's Mordor, although a place called Independence Mordor would be quite the oxymoron. No, this blurb is a fine example in the philosophical study called To Oxford, or Not to Oxford, starting immediately. In this situation, trails, rivers, forts, and towns ahead of you. Good. In the next sentence, though, dysentery anyone, while not in Oxford, should still be there. We move along to starvation, drowning, rattlesnakes, no, and other hazards, blah, blah, blah. Although I guess a comma might not fit very well there. Moving along with limited space, you'll find yourself debating the pros and cons of traveling in the wagon with so many people. As the winters grow harsher, supplies dwindle, and food grows scarce. Players begin their expedition with wagons, their family, food, so many Oxford commas. Wonderful. Pistol. But unfortunately, we fall flat at the end. They trek across dangerous terrain, comma, be faced with deadly calamities, no comma, and have to hunt for food, to Oxford, comma, or not to Oxford, comma. That is the question. Finally, I can't help but notice this little blurb at the edge, which may be considered the bow atop this gift that's been delivered to you in the wake of the American presidential election. What sentiment could better encapsulate the entire election? Isn't that appropriate?